in front of your clients. I promise you, it will happen if you're not proactive. Also, the best part of the Agency Automator system is the bottom left side there. It says prospecting. Now, that allows you to go in once a month and dial in and select any criteria that you would like to see. You could say, I want to work in the 33067 zip code. I want all young families that are married and between ages 35 and 45, because I'm going to market the college planning scholarship program, right? And the system will give you 1,000 names, phone numbers, emails, addresses, so you can go market and share your story to make sales. Okay, that's 1,000 new prospects and leads per month. Okay, this is all no charge. Okay, we pay for activation, we pay for the service. We already put in all the dollars and resources to build this platform. If you're active with us and you're writing at least $1,000 a year, which is nothing, okay, it's like $80 a month, we pay for the entire platform. If you're brand new with us, okay, and let's say that you just got appointed, you haven't written one case yet, okay, we still pay for the activation charge, and the monthly fee is half price, so it's $49 now. It's very, very inexpensive. On the right side, Agency Automator Plus, it's the same exact concept as Agency Automator, but this is going to allow you to send out and drip emails on various agents in the industry, so you could start to build your own downline. Okay, so the thinking behind this is you're an agent with us now, and you obviously came to us for a reason. Okay, maybe you love the technology or the free website or our application, whatever the case is. Okay, so we said, why not let our agents go out and market all of these great tools and programs so they can bring on new agents to us. We'll code them under you, and you can sit back and make the override while Levinson does all the work. So it's a no-brainer, okay? So this allows you to go in, select any zip codes, any type of agent that you're looking for. You go into our document library, and we have it preloaded with all of our different e-blasts and mailers and phone pitches, so you can go out there and recruit agents. You tell us, hey, Bill, I want to bring in Lisa Smith, and I want her 10% under me. So now you're making 10% on everything Lisa does, and we're doing all the servicing and the work. All you're doing is making the introduction and using Agency Automator Plus. Okay, it's that simple, and I promise you the stuff works because our competition does not have these programs. Or if they do, they charge an astronomical fee every month to utilize this stuff. So take advantage, run with this stuff. We do 2 weekly live trainings that you can jump on anytime if you really want to get your arms around this. It's really, really neat stuff that really is very cutting edge and no one else has, and I know that for a fact. Okay, Joe's going to show you what you're looking at, all these great products, and you're hearing about the scholarship program, and you're scratching your head saying, great, now I need people to talk to. So Joe's going to show you how the prospecting part works, where you can go in every month and get these 1,000 new leads. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So just kind of in line with that example that Bill was talking about, I think once we go through the scholarship program and you see some of the great products that Rob's going to cover, one great marketplace, one great segment is that young family, even if they don't have children yet. So what I did inside of Agency Automator, just before the call, I went in, I put in our office zip code, I put in a 50-mile radius, and then I put in people that were married. I wanted people that were married between the ages of 35 and 45 that had an income of at least $100,000 a year. And you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, it actually gave me 78,180 people. Now, I can go into that list. I can actually pare it down even more. I can look at their net worth. I can look at if they're tobacco users, what level of education they've had. I can even get as very specific as what occupation class they're part of. So the whole idea is finding the right type of person to market that perfect product to, especially with that scholarship program, to be able to show the added value and really help generate that conversation. So this is just one quick example. Like Bill said, that Automator program actually puts you in front of 1,000 people every single month. So you can actually dive right in and start marketing any product you want, whether it's the Turner Premium Term, Index Universal Life, even the whole life products, or even children's whole life. So great concept there. I do want to jump right into the scholarship program. For those agents that aren't familiar with the scholarship program, we've been actually using it as a marketing program for about 5.5 years now. It is one of the largest private college savings programs in the country. And if you look at some of the numbers, they're pretty astounding. When we started, there were a smaller amount of colleges, but now we're up to 375 member colleges in just over 46 states. There's actually just over $62 million in scholarship points that were submitted last year. And if you look at this screen, it's not a typo. There's just over 6.9 million students that are enrolled or have been enrolled in the scholarship program. So it is one of the easiest, fastest ways to actually add that value to your clients as an agent. You can see in the bottom right-hand screen here, this is actually a screenshot of Bill, and what he did was one of our agents actually said, hey, you know, I meet a lot of people. I'm always going around different appointments. What about putting a little tag on my shirt that says, ask me about free scholarships? And immediately after that agent and that agency started using those, they had people just coming up and saying, hey, what's the story with the pin? And it started a conversation. So great concept, great idea. We're going to actually dive into some of the additional marketing material surrounding the scholarship platform, but it's really, really simple to use. It's completely automated. The client actually has their own login to the scholarship website so they can track all points. And basically the way it works in a nutshell is your client is going to be able to get up to 1 free year of college tuition at 375 plus colleges across the country. It doesn't cost you, the agent, anything. It doesn't cost the client anything. And there's a couple different ways they can actually generate those scholarship reward points. So I'm going to go through some of the more popular ones, and then we'll dive right into the presentation today and show you some more of the marketing materials. But one of the great things you can do is the pre-sale activity. You can actually have a conversation with a client about the scholarship program and say, hey, I've got a great program to help you save money on college education for any family member. It could be a children, it could be grandchildren, nieces, nephews, any blood relative. Let's have a quick conversation. You actually get a 500-point scholarship just for hearing me out on the program for 5 minutes. So that's the first section there. You actually get points for purchasing eligible products, and then you also get I love this, a referral program built into the scholarship platform. So you can actually meet with a client and say, hey, do you know anybody that will benefit from the scholarship platform? Give me their information. I'll give you an additional 500 reward points, and you also give those 500 reward points to that new client you're talking to. There's actually an annual policy review bonus built into the program. So what better way to reach out to your clients every year for an annual review than to say, hey, great news, you know, your policy is doing fine. We can actually get you additional scholarship points just for having a quick conversation about how things are going. You can then update your file, get additional information. Maybe they need to buy more coverage or change the policy. And this I love. Every policy year starting in year 2 and thereafter, the client automatically gets an additional 2,000 reward points. So every reward point is a $1 discount. In this scenario here, just by working with a client, purchasing an eligible product, after 19 years, they have just under $50,000 in discounts for tuition rewards, which is huge. So you're showing them that added value, that extra layer that's going to get you that much closer of a relationship with that client. It is a completely turnkey platform, like I mentioned, very simple, very easy to use. Once you get appointed with an eligible scholarship carrier, you're given your Sage login, and then everything is handled on the back end from there. So we do have some additional training videos which we'll send out after today's call, but the whole concept behind the scholarship program is to get you in front of more people and to really strengthen that agent-client relationship and set yourself apart from the competition.
Yep, thanks, Joe. That was great. So just think about this for a minute, okay? So now you're offering this program to your clients, okay? There's no cost to them, okay? There's no cost to you, the agent. They're not paying extra premium just to get the scholarship program. So it truly is a win-win. And once the client buys into this, okay, and frankly, if they have children, I mean, who wouldn't want to hear about this? Even if they plan, even if it's a newly married couple and they plan on having children soon, they still want to hear about this. So once you get them involved and they love what they're seeing, $500 more you can give to that client for sending you their neighbor. Okay, they buy a new policy from you, 500 points. So once someone buys into this and they love the concept, which I don't know anyone that wouldn't, okay, now they're going to start referring their friends and neighbors to you. Then every year, like Joe said, you can give them, and when I say you, I mean the agent can give their client another 500 points every year for a policy review. Okay, and each point is $1. So what does that do? It solidifies that relationship and keeps your name in front of that client because they know they have to go back to you every time you need to deposit more points in their account. So now all of a sudden you become like a Superman or Superwoman to that client because you are the one that's constantly filling their account. So what does that do? And I don't think it's any surprise or secret. You know what the net result is. So no brainer here. We put together a bunch of marketing materials for you. We have on our free agent websites, we have a scholarship section. If you have your own website, we can send you the link so you can customize it and brand it. We have different website resources that we've put together. One is called College Navigator. So once you sit down with your client and they say, oh, my son or daughter is going to Embry-Riddle or Lynn University in Boca Raton, you can go click on the College Navigator, click on Lynn University. It gives you all of the statistics, what the admission ratios are, how much room and board costs, everything you need to know about every college in the program is right at your fingertips. We even have a Professor 101 training series. Okay, so this allows you to add another designation onto your business card or your website that allows you to become a true college planning professional, learn about all of the college planning lingo, what is a FAFSA form, different loan programs, different scholarship platforms. Everything you need to know about college planning is in that training series. It's free to all Levinson agents. Then we have direct mail pieces we put together, custom e-blasts. I mean, you name it, we have it, all built around this scholarship platform. On the bottom there, those are all the carriers that participate. Now, I will say Kansas City Life was the first carrier that came on board. So they're the only carrier that all of their products qualify for the program. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And now with this new commission increase and ultra-competitive products, I really see this as a win-win-win for us, our agents, and Kansas City Life. Let's move forward here, Joe. Okay, our last slide here before I introduce Robert Petzel. And I'll just say a couple things. We're having a Lunch and Learn live face-to-face meeting in Boca Raton. If you want to jot this down, March 1st, 12 p.m. And what we're going to do here is all of the executives and Rob and myself will all be here at that. Joe, can you just back up for one slide?
Sure.
Okay, we'll all be live at that meeting. We're going to bring in lunch. We're going to go over all of the latest changes and the new products, everything from A to Z. So if you can make that meeting just a couple hours, please RSVP, let us know. We would love to see you there, and it would be a real great training day for you so you can really get your arms wrapped around the company, products, and the scholarship platform. Okay, so without further ado, like I said earlier, Rob Petzel is a true friend of mine, even outside the whole life insurance world. He knows the business inside and out. Trust him like a brother. He is there for you as another resource. Sometimes that makes a big difference. If you're working on a monster case or a big agency, he'll fly down and do whatever he has to do. And, of course, we'll be right there with you as well. So without further ado, Rob Petzel.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Bill, Joe, thanks for having me on today. I really, really appreciate it. I can't tell you how excited I am about just the start of 2017 for Kansas City Life and our relationship with Levinson. One of the reasons why we're able to do the Lunch and Learn that Bill just invited you guys to, and then also roll out this brokerage contract that we've just rolled out in 2017 is really because of the success of the relationship that Kansas City Life has had with Levinson. As Bill said earlier, how they support you is huge, and that's one of the reasons why we chose to do business with Levinson. You cannot find Kansas City Life at just any IMO or marketing organization out there. We're very highly selective in the marketing organizations that we do business with, primarily because we used to be a company that really operated like a MetLife or a New York Life or a Mass Mutual, a career-based shop. As we get into the brokerage marketplace, we wanted to partner with very select marketing organizations, and Levinson was the first one we partnered with. Through our success, we've been able to develop this new brokerage contract, which plays to the market that all of you guys are in much, much more than it already has. The second thing I'm excited about is the rollout of our new Compass Elite IUL. You see I got my screen showing here. We've always been in, or we've been in the IUL marketplace since 2011, but what we found is that while our Equiflex product was very, very competitive from a cash accumulation perspective, it didn't always hunt for the agent. So it was really good for the client, but when you compared it to other companies like North American or Minnesota Life, the target premiums were 15, 20% lower. So as an agent, when we looked at those two things, we said, well, these are pretty comparable to the client, but I'll make more money on this one, so we sold the other company. We kept Equiflex in the portfolio, but we added Compass Elite. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys. What I'm going to cover today, and I'm going to try to get through all of this in about 15 minutes because I know we're a little tight on time. I want to go over the attributes of Kansas City Life's IUL portfolio. I want to cover with you guys a product comparison, how to illustrate our IUL's income, and then we'll talk about how we compete against some of the other carriers. Both of our IUL products are really, really streamlined design. They're easier for you to sell to your clients, which it also helps us keep the policy costs down, which ultimately ends up in more cash value for your client. There's one crediting method, annual point-to-point. That's the only crediting method that we have in both of our IUL products. We're using one index, the S&P 500. If you look statistically through LIMRA, the S&P 500 is used about 92% of the time in IUL and actually in equity index annuities as well. So that's why we decided, you know what, if that's the most popular product, let's make this thing really simple and not give you a whole lot of stuff that you need to explain to your client. There are 3 index account options. 2 of them are in Equiflex. So index account option A, which is a cap. Index account option B, which is our participation limit, that's also in Equiflex, which is our original IUL. The new index account option C is only available in Compass Elite, and it allows the client to buy up the cap. And we'll talk about some of those numbers here in a minute. We've got a ton of riders available on both of our IULs. There's disability income protection. There's enhanced living benefits rider. A lot of you that are not in the state of Florida, the enhanced living benefit rider is a really solid long-term care type rider if you're selling it to the older client marketplace. This rider is not available in Florida. I'm in Florida. I know Levinson is located in Florida, so that's why I bring that up. One of the things that we wanted to make as a key attribute in our IULs is to keep them inexpensive. If a product is inexpensive, it's going to be better for the client in terms of cash accumulation. Equiflex we made really inexpensive, and it also is not a great compensation product. We fixed that when we came out with Compass Elite. Compass Elite now hunts with every IUL on the street. It's a great cash accumulator, and you'll see how it fits. This is our product portfolio. As Bill and Jill both alluded to, we're part of the SAGE program. All of our permanent products participate in the SAGE program. Our return to premium products also participate in the SAGE program because they're cash accumulators. If you haven't looked at cash back and you're selling term insurance for your clients, please do it. It's the least expensive return to premium product on the street. But you see in the middle there, we're going to focus on the IULs today. So here's how they compare to each other. Equiflex is a low-cost, very affordable product. Compass Elite is a much more higher target premium product. Equiflex has a 5% sales load on it. Compass Elite sales load goes up to 6%. The commissions on Equiflex, as we talked about, they're low and they're in line with a lot of competitors. Compass Elite, you're going to see, is much, much more competitive. It is a high target premium product while still accumulates really, really well for your clients. So here's the addition. The clients will be able to buy up Compass Elite. They'll be able to buy up the cap in this thing. So the cap will be one of the highest, if not the highest in the industry, in an annual point-to-point with 100% participation. We can also now sell Compass Elite to juveniles. I've had a lot of people ask me about, can I put an IUL on someone under 18 years old? Previously with Equiflex, we weren't able to do that. Compass Elite now allows us to do that. So let's talk about some of the moving parts in both IULs. There is a fixed account. The current rate in our fixed account is 4%. You can dollar cost average out of that account into the index funds. The first annual point-to-point with a cap, so index account option A, it's 11.5% cap. So 100% participation in the change of the S&P 500 up to 11.5%. Index account option B is a 65 participation rate index account option. So if the index changes by 10%, the client gets 65% of that change, or 6.5%. Now here's the big change, and this is only, again, available in the new Compass Elite product. The client can buy up the cap and in the annual point-to-point with 100% participation. The cap can be 14.5%. Now, in order for the client to do that, we do charge a 60 basis point fee against only the money that is in that, or only the money that is going into that index account option. So if you think about it from a net perspective, the net perspective after the fee to the client is 13.9%. I don't know of too many other IULs on the street that have a 13.9% cap. So here's index account option A, cap at 11.5%. Index account option B, the crossover point, so where you'd be better off in index account option B versus index account option A, is 17.7%. Index account option C, where the client can buy up to 14.5% with a 60 basis point charge, you see the crossover is 12.1. So it gives your client the option to participate in ups and downs of the markets if they choose to do so. The client can allocate money across any one of those three index account options, and they can change it on the anniversary of each one of those index account options. So here's how Compass Elite compares against Equiflex. Equiflex is the first column. Compass Elite is the second column, all in index account option A. Compass Elite, third option, all in index account option C. You can see how it changes the cash values for a $10,000 annual premium on a 40-year-old. Significantly more cash value, about, what's that, $35,000 more cash value using index account option C. Obviously, you can be all over the place with how you illustrate these things. So what we've done is we've created a probability grid. We partnered with Yahoo Finance, and they helped us create this probability grid. Across the top in the blue bars, that's the cap on the product, and this applies to any one of your IULs. Doesn't matter whether or not it's Kansas City Life or another carrier out there. On the left-hand side is your illustrated rate. A lot of carriers are out there illustrating really, really high interest rates. Now, Actuarial Guideline 49 changed that a little bit for us. But if you look at, let's take the 6.5% or the 11.5% cap. Going down that column, if you're illustrating at 6%, you're going to be 76.6% likely to be accurate. Or at 5.5, here's 89.9. In Compass Elite, if we illustrate, because of the 14.5% cap, we can illustrate at 6.5% and still be almost as likely to achieve those interest rate credits inside your IUL. So the moral story here is when you're illustrating your IULs, make sure you take it into consideration the caps and the illustrated rate and the likelihood that you're going to be able to actually deliver on those things that you're talking to your clients about. Two different policy loan types in both of the IULs. There is a fixed loan, 2% charge, 1% crediting rate. After year number 10, we go into preferred loan provisions, which means the loan charge goes down to 1%, client credits back 1%, so it's a net zero loan. We also have index account or index-based loans. Our maximum rate that we can charge on those is 8%. Right now we're charging 5.25. Obviously, when you use index loans, The IUL acts as though the money that you borrowed out of the policy is still in the policy, and it's earning whatever interest rate is credited to it based on the S&P. We got some brochures out there that are designed. You can actually customize these with your name and contact information on them by working through me. But 15 good reasons to use life insurance to supplement retirement income. You guys have access to these brochures. This is our illustration system. In the past, our illustration system has been big, bulky, and difficult to use. So what we've done is we've created some wizards, really simple tools that will allow you to illustrate our IUL products. We call ours the income search. So if you go into wizards, you go into income search. Ultimately, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to go into the illustration software so I can show you guys how these work. So I'm in the income search. I'm going to leave a lot of the defaults the same. Here's where you can change death benefit option A or B. Most people run it as a B. You can add the applications here so they're automatically included in your illustration. Unfortunately, and Bill and Joe know that I've been banging my head against the wall with this, we are still a paper company. We're still killing trees. I'm hoping that we can have some type of electronic application available to all of you by the end of this year. But please don't hold your breath because I'm not holding mine. What we'll do is we'll change it to Equiflex up here. I'm going to choose Compass Elite. Here's where you allocate what percentage of your premium you want to go into each index option. I'm going to put 50 in index account option A and 50% in index account option C. We're running a 45-year-old. Let's say that he's put in $500 a month. He's going to put it in until the year before he retires. He's going to start income at age 65. Pull income for 20 years. We're going to withdraw his basis, then switch the loans. We're going to click Run Wizard. What's going to happen is in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to get a snapshot of what kind of results you get. So you don't have to go paging through a 15-page illustration to figure out whether or not this thing looks good to you. In addition, at the bottom of the screen, your PDF will come up with all of your illustration information. So here's what we ended up running. $500 a month gets this guy $129,000 worth of death benefit. The annual target premium is $24.39, and I ran something wrong here because he puts in more in than he pulls out. I'm running through this really, really quickly, so that's why it's not working so well for me. Let me see if I can figure out what I did here. 500 a month. Oh, I ran it as option B, that's why. Let me run it as an option A, see if I can get a little bit better result for you. But ultimately, from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back over to my slideshows and show you how it competes against some of the big competitors. I'll take about 3 minutes to do that, and then I'll turn you guys back over to Bill and Joe. So let's see if this thing's going to work for me. If it's not, we'll just go back to the slideshow. There we go, a little bit better. $281,000 in death benefit. Target premium is $5,321. Remember, this client's only putting $6,000 a year into it. So that's just about 80%. Actually, it's almost 90% of the target premium, or 90% of the annual premium is target premium. So that bodes well for compensation for you. Client pulls in $114,000, pulls out $143,000. So pretty solid product for the client. I'm going to close this out. Now, when it comes to IULs, we've got a guy in my home office that talks about big IUL carriers and then chopping down on the IMOs, getting them all to write more business with us. The IMOs are coming after you guys to write more business, and ultimately we're all looking for the little fish, the insurance prospect. So here's an income comparison across some of the top competitors, all based on the same probability. That's why the illustrated rates are different. The illustrated rates are different because we wanted to keep the likelihood of success the same. So some carriers have higher targets based on different illustrated rates. But as you can see, our Equiflex product, the annual income was kind of in the middle of the pack. If we look at Compass Elite, it's second only to Minnesota Life, and Minnesota Life beats us by about $1,500 a year. Look at the difference in our target premiums, though. My target premium and my death benefit are higher than the Minnesota Life product. So as you can see, all of the big boys are kind of listed here, and this new Compass Elite product is competing really, really well. Here is $500,000, this is buying it at a minimum premium. You can see that our cash surrender values are higher than the Lincoln Life Reserve accumulator. Here's against Minnesota Life. Cash values are a little bit less expensive, but again, this is based on minimum premium. If you go to the maximum level premium, you see that our cash values are about equivalent, and our target premium is about equivalent. So this thing's going to be about on equal plane with Minnesota Life if that's the product that you're writing. Here's a product against North American. This is a company that, in my practice, I write. This is the only other IUL that I write in my practice other than Kansas City Life's products. And you see how cash values are about on par, but target premiums are also about on par. And you see that this product competes really, really well. One of the things that you need to remember about writing a Kansas City Life Equiflex type product is that it also will compete in the scholarship program or participate in the scholarship program. So not only do you get Levinson and all of their back office support, you'll get great service from Kansas City Life. You work with one underwriter at Kansas City Life, plus you get to participate in the SAGE program with this. So I think it's a win-win-win all the way around. Joe, how do I get this screen back over to you?
Awesome. Rob, thank you very much. Great job, and I'll point out a few other bullets here before we let Rob go. So again, 10 to 15% commission increase across the board. Now one of our top paying carriers, so they literally went from probably 25th place to in the top 5 overnight. So that's always a big plus. This new Compass Elite IUL with higher caps, the target premium is awesome, as you just saw. Competitive UL portfolio for all single premium sales. Annuity alternatives, a great place to look. The #1 ROP product in the marketplace today. So return a premium, definitely look this way. That with a 1 free year scholarship is a win-win. And again, participation in the SAGE scholarship program. They were the first one to jump in bed with us with the program. So again, our hat goes off to Kansas City Life. And Rob, great job once again. And again, we're here to help you, so call us or shoot us an email with any questions that might come up. We have just a few more slides here that I think is very important too. So take out a pen and paper and jot down any notes or dates that you don't want to forget. Okay, so moving forward, what we did is we brought in the top D2C, that's direct-to-consumer sales consultant in the country. This person is single-handedly responsible for growing SelectQuote and Transamerica's D2C channel to over billions of dollars of premium. So he is the man when it comes to D2C sales training. That's literally selling over the phone. It's that simple. He is the man. So we had we put together a 3-part series. The first one was a couple weeks ago. If you didn't attend that webinar, we can email that out to you. But very important, sessions 2 and 3. Make sure to be on these calls. As you can see, March 9th and April 6th, both at 2 p.m. Eastern. In the bottom, in the blueprint there, you can just jot down those dates. Very important. We paid literally thousands of dollars to bring him in as a consultant, and we want to make sure that all of our agents get the most bang for the buck. So be on those calls. The guy is amazing. I'm telling you, he's one of the best sales coaches that I have heard in a long, long time. So don't miss those webinars. Okay, and moving forward here, just real quick, we went over the agency automator, okay, and I know there's a lot of moving parts, and I understand it could be overwhelming, and if something isn't easy or just a black and white system, then people tend to steer the other way, okay, but with a system like this, it is worth taking a few minutes and some time to get your arms around this. And that's the reason why we put together these weekly live trainings that you can hop on anytime. So again, jot these notes down. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time for Agency Automator. And then if you want to get involved in recruiting and building your own downline, which I don't see why you shouldn't at this point, especially with all of our tools that we give you, make sure to be on every Monday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you go to our training calendar on our website, you will see all of these dates. You can register there or speak to any one of our marketers. Also, on the bottom there, February 21st, okay, guaranteed issue now. Is blowing up in 2017. Years ago, we basically had one option. Fast forward to today, we have many options. Commissions have increased. Premiums have gotten more competitive. The questions asked are down to either 0 or 1. So this allows you to have a product for every single consumer. I don't care what age or health situation you run into, we have a solution. So all guaranteed issue options here at Levinson. Be on that webinar on the 21st. That's February 21st, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss that one as well. Okay, moving forward, another don't miss. So once a year, okay, just once a year. We've been doing this for the last 13 years. You don't want to miss this. This is our live annual Agent Expo. So we bring in all of our top VPs, top underwriters. We have brought in the top Tony Robbins Peak Performance Strategist Coach, Mike Savage. This is Tony's right hand, Michael. The guy is awesome. He's our keynote speaker. This will be a day built around sales ideas in you, accelerating your business in 2017. I promise you a day you won't forget. Great time to network with other agents and agencies, okay, that are doing exactly what you're doing. We're going to have live panelists. It's going to be a day that you do not want to miss. March 31st, that's coming up in just a little less than 2 months here, a day you do not want to miss. The neat part is what we did is we set, now this is free to all Levinson agents, okay? Even if you're new with us, you haven't written anything, this is free. We take care of all your meals. We even do a dinner the night before for our out-of-town guests. So what we did, it's free to everybody, but if you qualify, okay, starting at $15,000, anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000, gets you at least one free night at our beachfront resort, okay, and that's the picture that you're looking at. And if you get at least to $40,000 to $50,000, then we even pay for you to come in, round-trip airfare, a whole weekend at the resort. We pick up the entire bill. So great way to qualify with all life, annuity, long-term care, critical illness, disability business. Everything that we sell qualifies for that contest. So definitely a day you don't want to miss. It's also my dad's birthday, March 31st, coming up in just a little bit here. Rob will be there as well. So please don't miss it. Okay, our last slide here, and I always love to end with some motivation, some positive energy. Which is so important, especially doing what we do, you know, pounding the phones or you know, getting in your car and having these one-on-one, face-to-face meetings. You need to be in the right state of mind. No matter what's going on in your personal life or what's going on under the covers, it doesn't matter. You must bring your A game to every phone call, every meeting, every conversation. You got to give 100%. The only way to do that is if you're in the right positive state of mind. I don't care what's going on around you. You have to get there. I don't care if it's temple, church, motivational CDs, books, whatever the case is, you have to get in that right place every single morning when you wake up. So we'll end with this. I love this quick little saying here. Hard work is the price we must pay for success. I think you can accomplish anything if you're willing to pay the price. Put your right foot forward. Let's make it happen. Have a great rest of the day, a great weekend. Good selling. Take care.